Silakan.
Okay, thanks for the beautiful change. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, the honorable judges, the English teacher here, moderator, timekeeper, the English teacher here, and our respect to the opposition team. Firstly, we'd like to thank to God because of His love. We are still given the breath of life. Especially today, we have the opportunity to have an English debate competition 2023. I am Arnie. I am the Prime Minister of this House. With the motion, we all from the government team totally agree with this motion because condoms can assist the government in the success of family planning programs which aim to control the rate of population growth, prevent female pregnancies, and create an ideal family climate both from an economic and health standpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I will explain the definition of condoms. Condom is a type of contraception that is attached to the male genitalia. This tool has many health benefits. Condoms can be benefit for health. The reason why we agree with this motion are because with the existence of condoms, the government will be assist in the success of the family planning programs, which aid to control the rate of population growth, prevent female pregnancies, and create an ideal family climate, both from an economic and health standpoint. Reporting from halodoc.com.jakarta, the use of condoms during intercourse is highly recommended. Regardless of tastes and preference, in fact, the benefits of condoms for health are numerous. For more, allow me to explain some of the benefits of condoms for health are numerous. For more, allow me to explain some of the benefits of condoms for health as a contraceptive, namely, first, prevent unwanted pregnancies. Ladies and gentlemen, by using a condom can reduce the risk of pregnancy by up to 98%. Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, thanks for your guys' input to me. My friends from the government team. My question is, what are positive and negative impacts from widespread sale of condoms in Indonesia?
Here, I won't explain for you the positive impact from selling condoms in Indonesia. First, prevent unwanted pregnancies. By using a condom can reduce the risk of pregnancy by up to 98%. This means that only 2 out of 100 people often having sex use a condom. Second, prevent HIV transmission. The HIV virus is easily spread through broad-ended intercourse because it is transmitted through genitals. Using a condom can prevent the spread or infection of this virus. Third, mention erection. This is another benefit of condoms that men also need to know, especially for those who have difficulty mentioning an erection. Using a condom can help the erection last longer. Fourth, prevent injury. And five, hygienic. One of the reasons why sex needs use a condom is healthier and more hygienic. The benefits of this condom make intercourse cleaner and safe. Sixth, the price is affordable and easy to get. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is an opinion that the sale of condoms that spreads everywhere can open up opportunities for the younger generation to above them, I think this is a ridiculous thing that people think. For this too, I think as parents, they will definitely be very strict in supervising their children to avoid promiscuity. And as we know that nearly 29% students have sex without using condom to prevent pregnancies. The government also certainly will not turn a blind eye to continuing to give confirmation to sellers not to sell these tools to unmarried children of most. So, ladies and gentlemen, selling condoms in Indonesia can affect and teenagers, and condoms can assist the government in the success of family planning programs, which aim to control the rate of population growth. And about that, to support the government to prevent pregnancies, case, and HIV disease. For these two, I think of parents, they will definitely be very strict in supervising their children to avoid promiscuity. The government also certainly will not turn a blind eye to continuing to give confirmation to sellers not to sell these tools to unmarried children of most. So there is nothing wrong if there are opinions that support the rampant sales of condoms in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, in short, we all from the government team totally agree, and we all support with the spread of selling condoms in Indonesia. And now our team don't support the free sex in Indonesia, but here our support the government to selling condoms for reduce pregnancy case and HIV disease. Finally, I will return the time and opportunity to the moderators. That is all, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prime Minister. Time span is 6 minutes and 44 seconds. So now it's the chance for the leader of opposition team to oppose the arguments given by the government team and to challenge the motion that is prevented or defended by the government. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our honorable judges, moderator, timekeeper, and all the participants in English debating context 2023, especially my partner from the government team. So, ladies and gentlemen, our mission today is this House support the wide spirit of selling condoms in Indonesia. Because we are the opposite team, we strongly disagree with this motion. Because we take two keyboards, they are wide spirit of selling and condoms. Wide spirit of selling is extending something in my place or the activity of making products and service available so that people can buy. Condom is a 10th number covering that a man carry on his penis during. No thanks. Sex stop a woman becoming pregnant or to protect him or his parents. No thanks. Against infection disease. Condoms are instead used a means of cover to inside free sex in their lives. Of young people who are not married or who are not old, can even
interruption, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, when you consider that the government can give permission to the government to selling condoms in Indonesia. So what do you think with the pregnancy case, and not only about that, with the HIV disease in Indonesia, you know, with the large spread of the HIV disease. So what do you think about that?
Okay, thank you about your question. I take it. But in this debating context, I disagree with this motion. Let me continue my argument.
But you still answer my question. My question, what your opinion with the large spread of the HIV disease, and not only about that, with the pregnancy case in Indonesia? So because when the government not to give the permission for the ships, be like the mini market to selling the condoms in Indonesia, you know, it's effect for the students and also to give the high pregnancy case in Indonesia. So what do you think about that?
Okay, thank you about your question. From your question, I have answered that mini markets, supermarkets, and pressmen not to sell condoms freely. The mayor has banned Valentine's Day celebration for school children at the free sale condoms, said head of Makassar Civil Service Police Unit, Iman Hud in Makassar, Wednesday. Okay, thank you. Let me continue my argument. It seems trivial, especially if you only take about condoms. But if you look at the impact of its development according to the times unit now, how can the young generation, both men and women who are not married,
Interested, please.
no thanks, actually use condoms as means of promiscuity? What is even more concerning, it turns
Interested,
out
please.
no thanks, I'm speak. You are teenagers who indicantly are not of truth be involved in it.
Interested, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, when you disagree with this motion, so I want your opinion about with the nearly 25% students pregnancy and cause the students must stop for to go to school. So what do you think about that?
Okay, thank you about your question. But in this debating context, I still disagree with this motion. Let me continue my argument.
But my sister, my friend from the opposite team, still not answer my question. I am asked what your opinion with nearly 25% students pregnancy case, and also is to affect when students stop to go to school. What do you opinion about that?
But I take it. I continue my argument. He said the celebration of Valentine's Days, which only had about 4 days left, was used to carry out investigative solution by developing its personnel. Iman H. UD admitted the head and strict Iman to lead or head of love improvements of the Makassar Stopel. PP Edward Supriyawan to lead the socialism process. Ladies and gentlemen, and as many as 20% or about application on this immediately triggered pressmen, supermarkets, and mini markets by axing the about pamphlets. We posted the pamphlets in mini market, supermarket, and pressmen. We also conveyed major managers to help supervise the sale of condoms to young children, he said. According to him, the issues of the letter of Opal is one the step to expand the rise of immoral acts of free sex and her Valentine's collaboration letter. Not only that, Iman also said the prospect on the free sale of contraceptives would last forever and not only apply to Valentine's Day collaboration. Previously, the mayor of Makassar, Muhammad Rahman Pomanto, would deploy the civil service police unit to supply students celebrating Valentine's Day or a day of affection organism from Western culture. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we totally disagree with this motion. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my arguments for the motion are enough. That's all, and thank you.
Thank you. That is Nilda Roa as the opposition leader. And time span is 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Now it's time given to the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Elias Villa. Time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, because condoms helping family program in Indonesia and to support to decrease teenagers pregnancy case in Indonesia and to decrease about the large spread of HIV disease in Indonesia. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, the honorable judges, timekeeper, and all of the participants in this English debate competition 2023, and especially our beloved team partner from the opposite team. I am Elias Villa. I am Deputy Prime Minister about this motion, so totally agree with this motion. Ladies and gentlemen, before I start my argument about this motion, allow me to give some response about the argument from the opposite team. Ladies and gentlemen, was I hear about the argument for the opposite team still say about the negative impact from using condoms in Indonesia. And my friends from the opposite team not see about the impact when the government not to give the limit, not to give the permission for the user to using the condoms. As we know that when the government not, when my friends from the opposite team not to allow user using the condoms in Indonesia, and I think and I believe that it's sure to increase about the pregnancy case in Indonesia, and not only about it, also to increase about the HIV disease in Indonesia, and also the opposite team not to support about the government program inside the family programs. I start my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, condoms are a tool to prevent pregnancy and limit the spread of venereal disease and to prevent pregnancy. Condoms are the tools for many people to make sex more comfortable. Because according Nation Institute for Health, using condoms correctly and consistently. Yes, please.
Okay, my question is, based on the data from Makassar or Antara Sulawesi, the Civil Service Police Unit or Stopal PP of Makassar City conducts selection by describing letters of opal and race to mini markets, supermarkets, and purse not to sell condoms free. The mayor and spend Valentine's Day collaboration for school children and free sale of condoms, said head of the Makassar Civil Service Police Unit, Iman Hood, in Makassar Wednesday.
Okay.
He said that collaboration of Valentine's Day, which only had about 4 days left, was used to carry in out-of-state collaborations by developing its personnel. What do you think about that?
Okay, I understand about your question when you lift about the positive impact condoms in Indonesia. But you must know that we like the mini market to selling about the condoms. They also allow when the mini market to selling the condoms, the government also give the love to the mini market. When the mini market want to selling the condoms, the user must to show their KTP, because when show the KTP, it's to be the one proof that he is the 18 years old and should to using the condoms. So ladies and gentlemen, I continue my argument. Because a coordination institute for health using condoms correctly and consistently is very effective in preventing HIV. Even the use of condoms can reduce the risk of HIV by 19% until 95%. It's to be our proof that our support about to selling condoms in Indonesia, and not only to the reduced pregnancy case using condoms, it's to support about the vision and mission of the family planning program. Ladies and gentlemen, here I would like to give some reason why we are agree with this motion. First, for prevent the spread of selling condoms in Indonesia, the government make the regulation about selling condoms limit. Article 481 draft RKUHP, any person who without rights and we are being asked to openly displace a device to prevent pregnancy offers, broadcast reading or source to able to obtain said contraceptive device shall be punished with a fine. Based on the fact this regulation not give positive impact for Indonesia. With this regulation breaking the use of condoms by children by an impact on increasing case of teenagers pregnancy, because many teenagers make the sex and to prevent pregnancy. And as we know that I have to prove that nearly 25% students pregnancy and Because students must stop to the school, so we must pay attention to adolescents by reviewing the rules regarding prohibiting the use of condoms by children. And about with the government want to selling about the condoms in Indonesia, the government also the regulation to point that have the penalties for the use for the seller to sales the condoms in Indonesia without the permission from the government. Ladies and gentlemen, to be the spread of selling condoms, our vision and mission center government in the success of the family planning program to reduce case of pregnancy and spread of HIV disease. The family planning programs therefore distributes condoms as a form of preventing and spread of the case of the spread of the HIV disease. Family planning programs through the use of various contraception devices have now become necessary. It is application the BKKN socialize and encourage the public to use birth control tools. Using condoms can reduce the pregnancy rate. This contraceptive device serves to reduce the risk of giving birth and age that is too easy or too old. And as a solution, the family planning program distribution the use of condoms effectively as a center measure against the various genetical viscosities. So, ladies and gentlemen, about the argument about our team argument this motion. Me totally again to say to all of you that our team really agree with this motion. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. Time use is 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Now is the opportunity for the Deputy of Opposition team to refute the arguments presented by the Deputy Prime Ministers and also re-establish your position and arguments. Ms. Nianu, yeah? Time is yours.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Okay, thanks for the chance given to me. Our honorable judges, moderator, timekeeper, and especially my partner debating contest from the government team. I'm standing here as deputy of leader of opposition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, based on the first speaker said, I also totally disagree with today's motion that this house support with spread of selling condoms in Indonesia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. Not only that, Iman also said the prohibition of the free sale of contraceptive balls lasts forever and not only apply to Valentine's Day celebrations. Previously, the mayor of Makassar, Muhammad Rahman Pumanto, will deploy the civil service politics unit to suppress students' celebrating Valentine's Day or a day of affection or originating for Western culture. I strictly forbid the celebration of Valentine's Day, especially for school children who are negative. I will have to Gary up for that, he said. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and our beloved friends from the government team. In addition, his party will carry out surveillance operations for the holding of Valentine's Day by developing office from the Makassar City Government Satpol PP in collaboration with the assistance of TNI and Polri officers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Denny, his also issues are cultural letter number, recording, not celebrating Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day archive to Makassar City Education, UPTD. Principal of public and private elementary school, middle school, high school, or vocational school, or public and private MA. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, school children are prohibited from celebrating
May I say
Valentine's
something,
Day.
please?
No, thanks.
The way is not educational and immoral. I have issues at curricular as well as instruction to each school, he said.
May I say something, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, you know that nearly 25% students have sex without using condoms to prevent pregnancies. So what do you think about this when the government don't support selling condoms in Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your question. But according to Muhammad Rahman Pumanto, World Deeply the Civil Service Police Unit to surprise Sundays celebrating Valentine's Day or a day of official organizing for Western culture. I strictly forbid the celebration of Valentine's Day, especially for school children who are negative. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me
Sorry
continue
to
my
interrupt.
argument. You was again?
When you disagree with this motion, what happened with the mission and vision from family program as well to helping to prevent pregnancy cause?
Okay, thanks for the question. But in this debating contest, we totally disagree with today's motion. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me continue my argument. School children are prohibited for celebrating Valentine's Day, which is not educational and immoral. I have issued a curricular as well as instruction to each school, he said. According to him, the current Valentine's celebration can be categorized as negative if it is specific in terms of things that are prohibited, such as drug abuse, drinking parties, to free sex, and using condoms that are not intended for it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and our beloved friends from the government team. The Ministry of Health report at the end of 2020 saw the portion of men with new IDs case with 19.6% enrollment, 5.1%. The Ministry of Health report at the end of 2010 saw the proportion of men with new IDs case with
Interrupt, please.
norms and women prison. Condoms are halal
Interrupt,
products,
please.
norms, but sale must be limited so that they are not used by people who are not supposed to use goods.
Interrupt, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, when the opposite team to say that about they disagree with this motion. So that my question, what your opinion with the students have a pregnancy because not using condoms, and also it's affect to the pregnancy case it's affect the students can to continue their school, to reach their dream, to reach their future, to get the main education when they want. So what do you think about that?
Okay, thanks for your question. I take it. And let me continue my argument. And as many as 13 personnel or about portion of his men immediately target primaries, supermarkets and mini markets by attaching the Apple pamphlets. He posted the pamphlets in mini markets, supermarket and primaries. We also conveyed the manager to help supervise that also of condoms to young children, he said. According to me, the issues of the letter of Apple in one of the steps to anticipate the risk of immoral acts or free sex ahead of Valentine's celebration later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we totally disagree with today's motion that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all my argument and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nianu, Deputy of Opposition Team. Time spent is 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Now, the opportunity for the government team to summarize your points in cases to support your motion. So it is the opportunity for the government whip to present your arguments. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the beautiful change. Ladies and gentlemen, I totally agree with this motion. Condom is one of the tools that is often discussed in the general public. The use of condoms can utilized by the community in accordance with the condition where condoms can be used as a means of preventing pregnancy. The use of condom is very effective for those who are already married because condom can be used as an embodiment of the planning family program. As for example of the benefit of condoms of health. The first, prevent unwanted pregnancy. The second, prevent HIV transmission. The third, prolong the duration of intercourse. The fourth, prevent erection. The fifth, prevent injury. The sixth, prevent unwanted pregnancy. By using a condom can reduce the risk of pregnancy, no thanks, by up to 98%. This means that only two out of, no thanks, 100 people after having to
I can say
sex,
something, please?
use, and yes, please.
Okay, based on the data from according to ITA Gorontalo City, practice in the millennial era is now common among young people who serve as the nation's successor. Even though free sex in Indonesia is strictly prohibited by the government and religion. Thus, does not mean that its practice free sex is not practice. Okay, my question is, what do you think about that?
I think, and now, our team don't support the free sex in Indonesia, but here our support the government to selling condoms for reduced pregnancy case and HIV decrease. Let me continue my argument. This second, prevent HIV transmission. The HIV virus is no thanks. Virus is casually spread out unprotected in course because it is transmitted down genitals. Using a condom can prevent the spread, no thanks, spread or infection or this virus. Condoms are made. Yes, please.
Okay, thanks for the chance you given to me, my sister from the government here. Before I say that, you totally agree with this motion. But my question is, can you give your example and your opinion why you totally agree with this motion?
I can to give example, but here I have the benefit using condom in Indonesian. Let me continue my argument.
Sorry?
Do not.
What are your opinion? What are your opinion?
I think condom can assist the government in the success of family planning programs which aim to control the rate of population growth, prevent female pregnancies, and create an ideal family demand but from an economic and health standpoint. Condoms are made of a kind of rubber material. The rubber material aim to create a barrier so that some semen and other deadly flies do not come into contact with the microorganisms contained in the vagina. A student
Say something,
says-
please.
Yes, please.
Okay, you say that you agree with this motion. Based on the date from, condoms are halal product, but sales must be limited to say the people who are not supposed to use the goods do not upset them. My question is, what do you think about that?
The widespread of selling condoms are vision and mission central government in the success of the family planning program. The reduced cases of pregnancy and the spread of HIV disease, the family planning program. Therefore, distributes condoms as a form of prevention and spread of cases of the spread of HIV disease. Apart from the impact examples above, there are also other impact examples reported by Compass.com, namely the first, reduce the risk of contracting and sexually transmitted infection. The second, have low side effect. The third, provide extra protection. The fourth, relief and anxiety during sex. The fifth, prevent addiction contraception. The widespread of selling condoms are vision and mission central government in the success of the family planning program. So about this motion, about totally agree with this motion our this time because condom also have a lot of positive effect on health.
Okay, so that was Piranti as the government whip. So time span is 7 minutes and 25 seconds. The last chance for the opposition team to rebut the government team, yeah? So you can use the arguments given by the government to challenge their arguments. So time is given to Sian Goru as the opposition whip.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The honorable judges, moderator, timekeeper, and also our brother and sister from the government team. We are from Semansa also. I'm still here as the third speaker from the opposition team. So, I'm the opposition whip. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that, our motion today is this House support the widespread of selling condom in Indonesia and give you some argument that support our position in this debating context of the opposition team. Why we totally disagree with today's motion. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. The Deputy Conference of Indonesian Child Protection Communist Ration 9 so used the government to emulate your limited variety of condoms in Indonesian, even thus they include health products. Condoms are health product, but LS must be limited to they are not misused by people who are not motivated its use that's good. Site is in Jakarta today. Name site was related to the response from spider condoms the occurs in several areas. It's Bogor City, the main distribution to condoms in Indonesian.
Intro, please.
Not as I speak. Not only that in all society, that the opposition in the foreign cell of their concepts will not live forever in not only happy or violence today collaboration. Professionally, the mayor of Makassar, Noro Mahal Porianto, will replicate in city virus
Intro,
lives.
please.
Not as I speak. Unit 245 stands collaborative violence today, or they function organically from the West culture. I agree with this forbidden the collaboration
Intro,
of
please.
violence. Yes, please.
So friend, I was effort to say to you that using condoms is to give or reduce the risk of HIV by 19% until 95%. So you are from the opposite side, said you disagree with this motion. So that what's your opinion with the increased pregnancy case in Indonesia, and not only the pregnancy case in Indonesia, also about the HIV disease in Indonesia? So what do you think about that?
Okay, thanks for your questions, my brother from the government team. I will answer your questions. Negative is provided in team is of things in the prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, let me continue my argument. The Ministry of Health report of 2010 showed that the proportion of meanwhile new AIDS cases with present and woman present. The Ministry of Health support of the 2010 showed that the proportion of meanwhile AIDS cases with prevention and woman. Condoms are halal product, but sales must be limited so they are not misused by people who are not supposed to use that good. The preparation of the Indonesian Church Prevention Missionary around 9 sold ago, the government and humanity in the sale of condoms in Indonesia.
May I say something, please?
No thanks, I'm speak. They include halal product. Condoms are halal product, but sale are much limited, so they are not misused
May
by
I
people.
say something, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, before you say that the widespread of selling condoms can support free sex in Indonesia, but I think selling condoms in Indonesia can assist the government in the success of family planning programs and HIV disease. And here our team support the government to selling condoms for reduce pregnancy case and HIV disease. So what do you think about this? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your questions, friends from the government team. But according from the Bogor city reviews of the ministry staff, it was the sex expression, the exchange of requests around of Bogor 1/6 graders often find to the exchange to Bogor offenses, the condom is being sold filthy. Okay, thanks. Let me continue my argument. The first sale of condoms makes it easier for people to get them. In fact, on the ground road, for constituting IPB and KKWP, many used condoms were found there are because displaced and not being used by a long time. Side free sex in the main villain and it's not common among young people who are surveyed in noticed sources. Even touch with sex in Indonesia is strictly prohibited by the government in religion. Does not mean the participate free sex is not prohibited. But in contrary, free sex relations are even more advanced with the experience of population place. The selling slime and business are in the name of need. Condom based on Indonesian must to their KTP, they way numerous automatically cannot buy the interaction. Whether I believe that municipal government more with the courses of very because it can reduce the number of costs. The resale of condoms allow anyone to buy them. As muted by one of the meanest market empires in Bogor who site the junior high school. Ladies and gentlemen, we totally agree because meanwhile on one the Bogor city religious of other ministry staff in Rosaria site an impact for the free sale of condoms in Bogor has the rise of free sex protection. The exchange of works around the Bogor unitedly grants often fill-in used condoms in the underspent that context in PB. Rank compute the interchange in Bogor potential that condom in paying rate. Condom based in Indonesian must show its KTP the way normal use automatically cannot be suppressed. I believe that medical government side why it sounds very good because it reduces numerous options. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our beloved friends from the government team, finally my argument, all and thank you.
Okay, so thank you. That was Mr. Sian Guru as the opposition whip, and the time span is 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So this is, now we come to the reply speech, and as usual for the ASEAN parliamentary debate, the ones that open the speech is also the ones that closes it. So the reply speech will be started by the opposition team. Yeah? So it's your time to reaffirm your standpoint for the motion. Okay? So time is given for Ms. Nilda Roa as the reply speaker from the opposition team. Go ahead.
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, based on our motion today, let me give you some arguments that support position in this debating context. Why we disagree with this motion? Here are we go. It seems trivial, especially if you only talk about condoms. But if you look at the impact of it is developed according to the themes unit now. How can the young generation, both men and women who are not married, actually use condoms as means of pregnancy? And what is even more concerning, it turns out the young teenagers who inclinely are not of enough to be involved in it. According to Makassar or Antara Sulawesi, the Civil Service Police Unit or Stopal PP of Makassar City conducts selection by describing letters of Opal and Range 2. Mini markets, supermarkets, and press national sell condoms freely. Demar has been Valentine's Day collaboration for school children and the free sale of condoms. Say head of a Makassar Civil Service Police Unit, Iman Hood in Makassar Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, he said that the collaboration of Valentine's Day, which only had about 4 days left, was used to carry out investigative socialization by developing its personnel. Iman HUD admits that he had instructed Iman to lead the head of lab information of the Makassar Stopal PP. It was Supriyan to lead the socialization process. And as may as 20 personnel about operation of this mean immediately target prosmeans supermarkets and mini markets by attaching the Opal pamphlets. We post the pamphlets in mini market, supermarket, and premise. We also bifurcate to the managers to help supervise the sale of condoms to young children, he said. According to him, use of the letter of Opal is one that step to anti-play the rise of immoral excess of free sex has a Valentine's collaboration letter. Not only that, Iman also said that process on the free sale of contrapenses would last forever and not only apply to Valentine's Day collaboration. Previously, the mayor of Makassar, Muhammad Rahman Pawanto, would deploy the Civil Service Police Unit to supervise students celebrating Valentine's Day or Day of Affecting Generations from Western culture. It strictly forbids the collaboration of Valentine's Days, especially for school children who are negative. I will have strategy for that, he said. In addition, his party will carry out surveillance or prevention of the holiday for Valentine's Day by developing efforts from the Makassar City Government Stop PP in collaboration with the assistance of TNI and Plury Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Senate also issued a circular letter number regarding the collaboration Valentine's Day addressed to the Makassar City Education UPTD, principals and public and private elementary schools.
Midland School or MTS, High School, Fashion School or Public and Private MA. So ladies and gentlemen, finally, we disagree with this motion. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that was Nilda Roa as the reply speaker. Time span is 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So last chance, last opportunity is given also given for the government team, for the reply speaker. Please respond to and also summarize and reassert your stand. Time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, because not have the permission to selling condoms in Indonesia, our team believe that so many problems be like pregnancy case, HIV disease will increase again and again. So, ladies and gentlemen, and this time I would like to give the conclusion about our argument to build so all our argument in this time. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that the condom are the tool to prevent pregnancy and limit the spread of venereal disease and to prevent pregnancy case. Condoms are the tools for many people to make sex more comfortable because our team also have the proof. According Nation Institute for Health, using condoms correctly and consistently is very effective in preventing HIV. Even the use of the condoms can reduce the risk of HIV by 19% until 95%. So, ladies and gentlemen, not only about that, we to give the permission selling condoms in Indonesia, it's also to reduce the pregnancy case and also to give support for the family planning in Indonesia about the vision and mission to limit, to decrease about the pregnancy and all about with the problem with the selling condoms in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, here our team also have so many benefits when the buyer buy the selling condoms and use it because first, prevent unwanted pregnancies. By using condoms can reduce the risk of pregnancy by up to 98%. And second, prevent HIV transmission. The HIV virus is easily spread through abducted intercourse because it is transmitted through genitals. Using the condoms can prevent the spread or infection of these various. And the third, maintain correction. This is another benefit of condoms that men also need to know, especially for those who have difficulty maintaining an erection. You see, condoms can help the erection last longer. And ladies and gentlemen, the government also give the limit to the buyer to buy the condoms in Indonesia. As we know that the government also to give regulation to give so many shops is sells the condoms. When the many shops sells the condom and not have the permission for the government, it's have the penalties and give the 6 months can given those with the condoms without permission. Those who have the right to buy and sell condoms are works in health sector or those who have distribution permits. Ladies and gentlemen, not only about that, with the selling condoms in Indonesia also support about the family planning in Indonesia. As we know that the widespread of selling our vision and mission central government in the success of the family planning program to reduce cases of pregnancy and the spread of HIV disease. The family program therefore distributes condoms as a form of preventing and spread of cases of spread of the HIV disease. So that our team in this time so totally agree with this motion. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was Sian Goru as the opposition. Oh, sorry, Elias Villa as the reply speaker from the government, and time span is 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Thank you for both teams for your efforts and also for your participation. Please give a round of applause for both teams, please. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, we would like to ask both teams to shake hands with each other and then return to the bench, okay? And in the meantime, we will allow the time for the judges to build up the score. For the determination of the ones that's going through to the next round.